What's up everybody, my name's Fluffy and welcome back to the Game Zone City Skylines again. This will probably be the last video that I do on City Skylines because there's not much more to do. However, as I mentioned in my previous video, I did buy a DLC which gives me a little bit more to play with. I just want to quickly show that when I mentioned I have to build a city to sort of improve, you may recognise, or you may not recognise where we currently are. However, if I zoom in here, if I turn the camera, you may recognise this little area. This is the first city, well, this is the city that we built in the previous two videos. So as you can see, got Willow Park and Empire District. They were the two districts that I created. And what I've basically done is, for the past few hours, I've just been expanding everything out. So as you can see, the main part has been built. We've got a bit more of a industrial zone over here, and then I've built these bridges to come over here to create sort of like the harbour section and this weird, like, pretty cool space rocket building, which I've never seen before in the game. You know, you wait for the construction to be done, it launches a rocket into space, and just build it. As you can see, I haven't finished completely the city. I mean, there's this area all over here that I haven't touched, and a little area down here. Excuse me. I did intend to sort of complete the entire city, really flesh the city out. However, it's taken too long, and I really want to start playing around with these new features. And I've got enough, I'd say. I have enough to sort of, you know, really emphasise the impact that these new features will provide. Let's get rid of that. Ooh, no. Okay. So, the real reason why I built this over here is because I want to really, like I said, emphasise what these new features do. So we got like the harbour, and then we go up a steep hill. You got this area up here, so all different types of terrain. I just want to see how it went. So let's get into what I'm actually talking about. Some of you may have guessed what I'm probably gonna do in this video, but some of you who don't, what I've basically done is I've bought the Natural Disasters DLC, which is basically things that I can create which will destroy a city. So you're probably thinking, well, why did you build this city only to then destroy it? I've never had these features before. As far as I know, they're not on the Xbox version of the game, which is what I had the game on. And I really want to play around with some of these disaster features and see what they do. I've seen a video on this. I've seen one YouTuber do this, and when he did it, the one feature, which was the tsunami, didn't really work. I'm not sure if that's been patched or if it still doesn't work. I've seen some comments saying that it takes about 20 minutes to sort of build itself up for it to happen. Others have said that it was broken. I don't know, but we'll give it a shot. And we'll just start messing around with some of these features and see what happens. So, if you haven't got the Natural Disasters DLC, or if you you know, you don't know where they are, basically, when you get it, if you go into the this little icon here that says Landscaping and Disasters, I think if you don't have the DLC, it will just say Landscaping. So I've never really had any reason to go into this tab. I don't do a lot of the landscaping in this game, which is where you can. You could pretty much sort of put your trees in, and paths, and, you know, sort of mould the ground how you want it. I usually just work with whatever the map has to offer. But at the end, we now have a new tab called Disasters. So if I click on that, and this is what you get. So you get a tornado, an earthquake, a sinkhole, a thunderstorm, forest fire, collapse, a normal fire, so that's a building fire, And then you got these two ones at the end, which is tsunami and a meteor strike. I can't bloody wait. So we're going to start off small. I think what we'll start off with is a forest fire. We'll just do a simple forest fire. We've got a lot of trees over here. This one won't really affect the buildings as much, I don't think. We'll see if that works. Oh, there we go. There, yeah. Let's click off that. So I've started a forest fire. There we go. As you can see. Does that spread? Or I'm not too sure. I have put in the fire service with the helicopters, so they might straight away start coming over. Because I have got a couple of fire towers. There's one there and there's one there on the other side of this bridge. So they might come over. Not too sure because I don't think I have a fire tower on this side. I'm not sure how far their reach goes. Okay, that's not too bad. Can we do multiple forest fires? Oh, there is like a slow cooldown period, but it seems to not take that long. I think it's is it the meteor strike? No, tsunami. I think takes the longest cooldown period before you can use it again. So as you can see, that one is pretty much that. You won't get any more off that. It's a forest fire. It sets fire to the trees, obviously being a forest fire. No really big impact on the city itself. But I have not seen the fire service come over yet. Maybe they don't because it's a forest. No, they should do. Because there is an option where you can turn off random disasters, which is when you just build your city and the disasters just happen at random. And a forest fire did start. It started over here. Let's just get rid of that. It started over here randomly, and the fire service did come over and they did put it out. So I'm surprised that they haven't come over here, unless it is just because there is no fire tower nearby. Who knows? Oh, there we go. No, he's just going to go right past it. He's going to go, no, fuck that. Ain't dealing with that shit. I've nearly finished my shift. I'm not doing overtime. No, okay, no problem. So, the next one, I'd say let's just do a fire. Let's just set fire to a bunch of buildings. I want to see how good the fire service actually do act on it. So where is one of the, there's one of my fire stations. Oh, I don't know. Let's do it here. Let's wreck shop in the industrial zone. Does that like set fire to a bunch of buildings, or does that just do one? Okay, so that building's set on fire. Maybe it's just the one building. I've never played around with these features before, but it seems to just be the one building that's gone up. So maybe it just it just affects one building. That's why the cooldown period is so short. So I've clicked a few buildings. Okay, there we go. There's a few buildings that have gone up. I was hoping that it spread, but I don't think it does. I think it's select to the building that you click on. That's fine. Okay. So kind of like the forest fire, I'd say they're the two probably least effective ones. Maybe the thunderstorm as well, which we haven't done. But I am now going to do the thunderstorm. I want to see what that does. So where is it? There it is. Here's the lightning storm. I'm going to put the lightning storm over this side. So let's see what happens with that one.
Meteorologists are issuing a thunderstorm warning for the coming days. Citizens are advised to stay indoors.
That's pretty cool that you get a little warning. I wonder if it's because of this. I don't know. I imagine these are some new buildings you get with the pack, but you've got a disaster response unit and a satellite dish and like a shelter, like a disaster shelter. So I wonder if it's because of that you got that little announcement. Thunderstorm with a severity of 5.5 is about to happen, although it hasn't. Yeah, okay, get rid of that. So when's this gonna happen? Is it gonna happen anytime soon? See where disaster will hit. I don't really care. I want to see it. I want to see it do some damage, but it hasn't started. Is it because of there's an option? There is an option where you can take off random disasters. Use random disasters, and the disaster frequency is really low, so let's ramp that up. Use dynamic weather. Okay, let's see what that does. Huh. It's still cooling down, so I wonder. Oh, it's starting to rain. Is this it? Or was that just because I changed the weather? I wonder if that reaches 100% cooldown, that's when it starts. Oh, there we go. It was waiting for the cooldown period.
Stay indoors until the storm has passed.
Whoa! You see that lightning? Oh ho ho! I wonder if it actually. I aimed it for this area. Does that mean the lightning will strike just that area? Because it's going over the entire city here. Woohoo! A building's on fire. Oh, so light. Whoa! The Ferris wheel's on fire. So does that mean lightning struck it? It's the London Eye. That's awesome. Just watch it burn. That's cool. So this is. Oh no, there's another one. It's a hospital. Oh no, the place where you want people to be cured is on fire. There's another one. There's a few other buildings on fire. Oh wow. How long does the thunderstorm last? Oh, that's awesome. I haven't seen an actual lightning strike. Am I too... You can see the lightning there. That's pretty cool. But you can't... I didn't really see it when I zoomed in. Ooh. Putting the fire service to the test now. Is there any other buildings set on fire? Yeah, there's another. Is that another hospital? That's another hospital, isn't it? There's 2 hospitals on fire. Oh my god. Set it on blaze! Is that another hospital? Why is it with the hospitals? You know, I was about to say, oh, was it aiming for only tall buildings? But no, this one's a tall building and it's perfectly fine. It's just the hospitals that it's aiming for. Okay, so the thing's gone from the top, so I think that is the end of the thunderstorm. I think that's the end of the storm. Cool. So the next one, I want to try a tornado. I want to see how much a tornado rips through. So, there?
Meteorologists have issued a severe tornado warning for the area. Residents should seek shelter immediately if any is available.
Now we do have some shelters, so I'm wondering if people are going into them. So that, you know, whoa, that building's on fire. The actual antenna's on fire. The satellite dish, the thing that's meant to like detect all this stuff, is on fire. That's awesome. But where's this tornado? It says it moves from one one edge of the map to the other, but I clicked it to be there, so will it spawn? Oh! Bit of lightning. Is it coming? Do we need to hire the guys from Twister? Anyone seen that film, Twister? It's a pretty good film. I enjoyed it. Bill Paxton, you know, great actor. I think he's the only actor to appear in both a Predator and Aliens film, and he was in Terminator. If you the first one, if you watch carefully, he's one of like the gang punk kids, whatever you want to call him. That he robs at the beginning. So he's been in a lot of legendary films. But yeah, where's this tornado? I guess it's just waiting for the cooldown, but I kind of want to see it now because you're just waiting and you don't know when it's going to happen. So then again, the thunderstorm took a while, but I can't check what the cooldown period of the tornado is. So can I click another?
Meteorologists
Yeah,
have issued
it just
severe
sort of comes up with a
tornado
message
warning
again
for
in the
area.
cooldown period, but that one goes up
Residents should
pretty
seek
quick. So
shelter
where the hell?
immediately if any is available.
So where's this tornado? I want to see me a Twister. Christ, there's still some buildings that are on fire. So effectively, we should have 2 tornadoes now. Nothing over here. Oh! There we go! There we go!
A tornado has touched down in the area.
Wow!
Seek shelter immediately if any is available.
Oh my god, it levels the buildings. Look at look at all the cars. Wow, it just tears through everything. Wow, that is cool. We've still got a second one to spawn yet because I did click on another one. Wow. It's kind of upsetting, I guess, in a way, because this is the city that we built. Obviously, it was a lot smaller from the last time you guys saw it, and I just expanded on it on my own to really get a gist of this. But look at this; it's just wrecked shop. You can see the path where it's gone, but it's gone right into the original area that we built into the Willow Park district. I like how you can just see cars though flying. Bits of debris. Minus 3,250. Is that how many people have died? Is that the way it sort of tells you? Wow, it says road destroyed as well. Does it destroy roads and everything? Where's the road been destroyed? The road looks intact. Look at all the helicopters responding to everything. So, what's that? Ready for rebuilding. So, do they automatically build over them, or do you have to personally select them? Oh, there's the other one.
Has touched down in the area. Seek shelter immediately.
Oh, right over the school. What happens if you go inside it? Can you see anything? No, you can't. Wow. I didn't realise it would leave a trail. I thought it would just make buildings disappear and there'd just be a gap. But you actually see debris. I think that's a really cool feature. So that's the path the other one took, and this one's kind of going in the same area. They're going to meet in the middle, so whoever's living around here is probably just going to be like, oh, for God's sake, not again. Just look at all of the icons for destroyed buildings. Jesus Christ. That is something. I mean, this part of the city is just completely leveled. I had over 60,000 people live in this city, and I was only 57. 50,000 people used to live in this city. Now it's a ghost town. I just thought I'd whack that reference in there. Oh, it's attacking the water things. Oh, so so the city's barely going to have enough water. Although I have built quite a lot, so it'll probably have enough to keep it ticking. And there it is. That it? Is that it going? Wow, just look at it. So this one started here and kind of moved that way, and that one started back here and moved that way. So the path of them met in the middle, which is kind of good in a way, because if it was an actual city, yeah, they started in two different places, but they met and went down the same path in the middle, which means obviously there'll be a lot less casualties because the one's already gone that way. So the other one's kind of just going back over, kind of finishing the job that the first one didn't, if there were any survivors. Wow. Okay, so that was that one. This area here, I've got something special. That's where we're going to test the tsunami, because obviously the water here. So awesome. Earthquake. Should we try an earthquake? Where should we put the earthquake? I want to put it here with bridge. I want to see if it collapses the bridge. Now that's got a long cooldown period. Yeah, I want to see. Obviously, it's gonna level the buildings, but I just want to see if the bridge will fall. If it will destroy the road and the bridge just becomes no more. That'd be a pretty cool feature if that happens. I would love for that to happen. So I'm hoping that they've added that mechanic into the game. I mean, it said road destroyed with the tornadoes. I didn't see a road destroyed, unless you guys did, and I just didn't. I want to. Do you know what? I'll zoom all the way in, because I don't know how well we're gonna see this. We're gonna see this earthquake. There was no warning, like no little siren saying an earthquake is on the way. Please run with your tail between your legs. So I'm not sure. Is it happening? Is it gonna happen? You can't really tell. Shall I set another one off over here? Let's set one off there. And what, do you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed the days up. That might help, like, go through it faster. We found one. There are still survivors. Oh, that's awesome. So like the tweets also relate to this. Oh, here we go.
Experts predict an earthquake could hit the area soon.
So there's the message about an earthquake going to hit soon. That took a long time to kick in. However, now we're going to wait for it actually to happen on the map. There we go. Here we go. Wow, it actually did. It destroyed the bridge. It made the bridge collapse.
An earthquake is occurring.
Oh my
Don't panic
god.
and wait for help if you are in the affected area.
Holy crap. We've still got another one to happen yet, which is meant to be over here. Oh, even that. Wow, that's a big area that got affected right there. The bridge fell, and how, buildings over there and over here. Wow, you can see just a dent from where the ground's caved in. I like that. Yeah, I love the fact that it actually destroyed the bridge. I'm more happy that it did that. I didn't realise that.
Warning. Experts predict an earthquake could hit the area soon.
So that's the second earthquake that I triggered. So that one will kick in very soon. I think it was over here. Let's have a look. Still all this devastation from those tornadoes. So far the forest fire obviously didn't do much. The building fire, oh there we go, it's kicking in. It's kicking in. Where did I trigger it? Wait, waiting to see like a building fall.
An earthquake is occurring.
Oh, there it is.
Panic and wait for help if you are
Not that
in
far from the
affected
first one,
area.
actually. Wow. That's amazing. I like how the whole screen shakes. So there we go. There's the two earthquakes, and this entire area is just fucked. Yeah, like what was I talking about? Oh look, there's destroyed the water pipes. They've all got no water because it's underground, isn't it? So let's have a look. Yeah, all the water pipes have been broke. That's a cool feature. That's actually pretty good. But yeah, so the forest fire, the building fire don't really do much. The thunderstorm doesn't really do much. It just looks cool. It sets a few buildings on fire. That's about it. The tornado does a lot of damage, and so does the earthquake. We've got 3 more. Is it 3 more to try now? Oh no, we've got 4. We've got the collapse, the sinkhole, the tsunami, and the meteor strike. We'll just do we'll do a collapse. Let's do this area with all the water. Let's put them out of their misery. There we go. There goes a few buildings. Was that it? It was like about 2 buildings. I blinked and I missed. Oh, there goes another. Okay, that one ain't too bad. That's pretty much what I expected it to be. Just look at it all. There's so many icons. How's... Oh yeah. Oh, there's still some survivors from the very first area that we did, and I love how you can just see all the helicopters constantly working because they're trying to find survivors in all this rubble. But most of the original area that we built is just leveled. Cool. So now we have a sinkhole to work with. Let's do a sinkhole. And I'm going to put the sinkhole. This area hasn't really been hit. So let's put the sinkhole right there. And let's wait and see what happens. The collapse one didn't have a warning message. So I'm wondering if the sinkhole one will as well. Just sit in and wait. Come on. Any time now it's going to kick in. Oh, is that it? Can I see it? No, that's just a collapsed building. Is that the hospital? Christ, that really got leveled. Where's this sinkhole? Is it like the earthquake and it just takes a while to kick in? Oh, just another building fell over there on the left. And there goes another one. It's because there's a few buildings on fire and they're just losing structural integrity. So they're just collapsing and just giving up on life. Oh man, the services can't keep up with it. Can you imagine this in real life? Like Japan gets a lot of earthquakes. And there was a tsunami not too long ago. Yeah, I can't remember which country. It was while the band were playing at a festival and a lot of people unfortunately lost their lives. You know, just playing this game and triggering all these natural disasters and still seeing after effects from stuff I triggered like quite a while ago. You know, the buildings collapsing from structural damage. The helicopters going back and forth, meaning the services are still working. It really goes to put in perspective. Imagine real life, like...
Geologists predict that a sinkhole
Here comes the
could strike
sinkhole.
at any minute.
In real life,
Residents
how
should take
hard people have to
precautionary
work
measures.
to save everyone, really. You know, to make sure that they find all the survivors that they can, or if someone's on the brink of death, they can rush into hospital and try and bring them back. I mean, to be honest, I'm quite lucky that I live in England, so we don't really get a lot of natural disasters. Here comes a sinkhole. Oh, there they go. Whoa, it actually leaves a dent. Wow. That was pretty cool. Not as big as I was hoping it to be, but that was pretty cool. And these buildings are disappearing because there's no road. So yeah, like I was saying, I'm quite lucky I live in Britain and we don't really get natural disasters. We have like little earthquakes, and you know, that's about it. You know, places like America, they got volcanoes, you know, that erupt, and they get earthquakes and tornadoes and hurricanes. In Japan, get like tsunamis and earthquakes and all of that, and you know, landslides. So I can't even begin to imagine how much time and effort it takes to deal with a big disaster like this. So, you know, just you gotta appreciate everything, all the people that help, especially the services, the fire, police, ambulance crews. You've really gotta admire their how hard they work. But anyway, that's all said and done. A little tangent. I went off then, waiting for that sinkhole. So that was the sinkhole. Wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be. Just look at all these symbols. All these buildings have no water supply because the pipes got screwed. I'm not going to put them back. I want to see how much we can lay waste to this city. Anyway, the one I'm going to do now is the tsunami. Travels towards the city. Severity controls the height of the wave. Depending on the map, it can take quite long for the tsunami effect to be seen. The tsunami has no location. So do I aim in the water, or do I aim it in the city? In the sense of, if I aim it in the water, does that mean where I want it to trigger? If I aim it in the city, that's where I want it to be. We'll put it there. We'll see what happens. It says it takes a long time to happen, so while we're waiting for it, let's have fun with a meteorite strike. So that area has just had enough. Let's mess around with this area because we haven't done much for this. So let's whack it right there. I don't know how quick they I don't know how quick these appear. I have played one time where a random meteor just happened. It was doing this. It wasn't this map. That I was gonna just create a map from scratch and build the city, like I said, to do this video. But the map I chose was a bit too hilly, and I couldn't create a dense enough city. It was too spread out. There was barely anything to it. And while I was building it, a meteorite strike did just randomly happen. However, it landed like nowhere near the city. It landed on a hill across the river that I hadn't even gone to yet. So I have experienced a random natural disaster whilst just playing this game, and it was the meteorite strike. However, it doesn't tell me how long it will take because it just happened. But that reminds me, there was no warning for that one, so it must be because I've got that antenna and the natural, the what are they called, the disaster response unit. They're the ones that let me know. They're the ones that create the signals, and they're like, meteorite is suspected to strike in about 3 hours. So it was probably because of that building. That's why I'm getting the warning messages. But I'm just Sat here now, waiting for this meteorite to strike. In fact, hasn't that building been leveled? Oh, the antenna
Astrologers
got
report
leveled.
that a devastating meteor will strike the city in the near future. Residents should seek shelter immediately if any is available.
Okay, so we're still getting signals. It's because probably this antenna as well. So it's going to strike here. I heard a slight rumbling, and because I'm so... There it is! I saw it! Here it comes! Oh my god!
A meteor strike has occurred. Avoid the impact site and head to shelter if any is available.
Wow! Okay, that was the meteorite strike. Again, like the sinkhole, not as big as I wanted it to be. I wanted to see the it impact the ground and the fire, like the explosion, just slowly go out and out and out. I like how the planes are just still operating. They did not give a single fuck when that meteorite was coming down. But now we're just waiting for this tsunami. But it said it'll take a long time to impact, so we're just kind of waiting for that to come in now. So what I can do is I'm just going to drop a few more meteorite strikes onto the city, and you might as well, let's just level it. Put everyone out their misery. I wonder if a meteorite hits one of the power plants, it creates a bigger explosion. Logic would dictate yes. Game logic would dictate no. I want to leave this area. I would launch a meteorite in this area, but I want to leave it for the tsunami. I want to see how much it takes. So that's why I'm triggering all the meteorites to strike over here. So now we've got to just wait now for them to kick in. But I've chose to click them all together so they will just happen all roughly at the same time. Although as it drags your camera to it, I think my camera's randomly gonna get dragged. Come on. Just waiting for that goddamn tsunami. And I've noticed that the battery on my camera is dying. Please happen. I want to see the tsunami quick. Just no, because it will still take ages. I guess just in case I'll click one on the land and see how that one does. But it said it'll take ages for it to happen. I like the natural disasters in this game. I hate how quick, how slow they take to happen. I wish they were kind of. There comes the meteor.
A devastating meteor will strike the city in the near future. Residents should seek shelter.
I kind of wish they just happened.
Astrologers report that a devastating
it's going to repeat the message now, isn't it?
in the near future. Residents.
Can you get rid of that? Emergency broadcast volume. Let's drag that down a little bit. What was I on about? Yeah, I kind of wish that happened a bit more quicker, especially when you want to do a video where you want to just sort of showcase them. Here comes the meteors. There's the first one. Christ, that one seemed a bigger explosion. Jesus, the camera is automatically taking me over to where they all are, so that's pretty cool. I don't think the game knows what to do. I think the explosion actually was slightly bigger when it hits a power plant. It seemed bigger. It really doesn't know what to do. It just keeps repeating it. But look at it. I've turned it into Swiss cheese. I've turned the city into Swiss cheese. Oh dear, it's just got holes everywhere. But you can see the difference. Look at the size of the sinkhole and then look at the size of the meteor strike. I think if they were to ever do a sequel to this game, like City Skylines 2, and they were to put the natural disasters back in, things I would recommend to change for them. One, they happen a lot more quicker. If you're the one who's triggered it, it should happen a lot quicker. If it's a random one, you know, let it take its time. Meteors, maybe make them different sizes. You know, you could select which size meteor you'd want to impact on the city. So you could have a small meteorite, you could have a large meteorite. You know, one that does a little bit of damage and one that just absolutely annihilates the entire city in one shot. But definitely speed up the process. This tsunami is taking forever. I mean, I'm down here. There still doesn't look like there's no difference to the water. Because that's all I'm doing now. I'm just waiting for this tsunami to... I should have probably triggered it from the start of the video. Because then by the time we got to this stage, it might have happened. But we're just waiting for that. I could send down a few more meteorites and you know... But we've seen them. We you know... But let's have a look at where they impacted. So here was the first one. Wow, look at all of that. So here's where the first one hit, which has absolutely destroyed the main roads that came into the city. There's where 2 nuclear power plants were, and just more city and stuff. Look at that, we've gone down to 27,000 people. So let's round it up. So we're at 30,000. So just about 30,000 people have died from all these natural disasters. And to be honest, I don't blame them. I've put this city through a lot of shit. But 30,000 have died from 2 tornadoes, 2 earthquakes, a sinkhole, a storm, a forest fire which didn't do anything, a couple of building fires, a couple of building collapses, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 meteorite strikes. They must think they are the most unlucky freaking town in the world to have 8 meteorite strikes. This is where this one landed, and this is where there were a few more power plants. Just buildings are collapsing. Another hospital. It's always the hospitals that are on fire. So there's nothing. Oh, there's a building on fire there. I was about to say there's nothing still on fire from this one, but there is one over there. It's just that hospital from this side. Oh no, and that power plant is actually on fire. Okay. The botanical garden is on fire. They're just hearing buildings collapse. This is where this one landed. Just so much devastation. Oh! Oh, it's a tsunami!
Should avoid roads and waterfronts. The tsunami has struck the city. Take caution and avoid roads and waterfronts until the water recedes.
So I'm hoping this does a lot of damage. Not too sure. There goes the boat. He's hightailing it. Let's spin the camera. Oh, other way. So there's the tsunami. I thought it would be a lot bigger, like you could, you know, make them massive and it would go up this mountain, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think pretty much it's just going to be this this sort of harbour area that's going to get affected. Saying that, it's covering houses, so it is tall. Yeah, these buildings are levelled. These buildings were just about safe. So it did take a long time to kick in. We have got a second one that was triggered over here, so I don't. Not too sure. Can't really judge it because I selected this one in the water. So I'm not sure if that means it will only be a small one because I don't know. How well, Jesus. Those houses under there are completely engulfed. Wow. It's actually going up the hill. Wow. Tsunamis are just weird, man. But they're so dangerous. It's just wrecking shop. I mean, it doesn't look that big, but then if you think about it, it's completely engulfing buildings. That building right there was completely covered. That was a harbour. That was a big building. And I've put some houses along the front. So imagine you're living in one of those houses and then you just see a big wave of water.
Tsunami has struck the city.
Is this the other one coming in?
And avoid roads and waterfronts until the water recedes.
Is that the other tsunami coming in there? Or was that just to... Oh, I don't know. I thought that might have been the second one. But yeah, you know, you just see this big body of water, and they are dangerous. They wreck shop. I mean, like I said, that one happened not too long ago. Last I heard of it, over 200 people had died. So they are very, very dangerous things. And because some people are like, they can't be that dangerous. It's just water. No. Even if it looks like, because how to explain it? You know, in Hollywood, right? In movies, tsunamis are massive. The waves are taller than buildings. In real life, they're not always like that. In fact, I doubt there's ever been one that's been taller than a building. There might have been, I'm not too sure. But in real life, they're not like that. Jesus, look at it. Yeah, in real life they're not like that, but it's the amount of water behind them and the force. It's the force of these things. There's a lot of fast moving water, which is what makes them so devastating, which is why buildings can get knocked down and people unfortunately lose their lives. It doesn't have to be a massive wave. It just depends on the force of tsunamis, and they can be very violent. It's like landslides. Landslides don't have to be big. And avalanches as well. Avalanches are the same. They don't have to be big. It's the force and the impact that they make. You know, it comes rushing down. It sweeps you off your feet, and that's it. You're no longer in control of what your body does because you're now just tumbling. And if it's an avalanche, you can get buried in it. And if it's well, same with a landslide. If it's a landslide, you can get buried in it. So that's what makes them. That was weird. That's what makes them so dangerous. But a tip that I learned from watching Bear Grylls is if you're ever in an avalanche.
A tsunami has struck.
Oh, this is the second one.
Take caution and avoid roads and waterfronts until the water
Is this the second one? I'm not too sure. I don't know if that's it. I think that's it there. If you're ever caught in an avalanche and you're buried in it, you can get very disorientated because you don't know which way you're facing. All you're surrounded by is white snow. You don't know which way you're.
Coast Guard is warning of a tsunami approaching.
Oh, here it comes. You don't know which way you could be upside down. You know, so you know you could be digging, thinking you're going up to get out, but you could actually be digging down and you wouldn't know. The way to tell is spit. So when you're buried in an avalanche, if you spit, obviously gravity will take care of the rest. If your spit goes that way, you're upside down. If your spit goes that way, you're the right way up. That helps you tell which way you are. It's just a bit of information that I learned and I could give to you. Wow, look at it. It's all, whoa, it's all gone over here. It's affected the motorway. Yeah, these cars are just like, it's fucking nothing. They're following it. They're like, it's going to pave a way out for us, you know. Traffic ain't going to be moving, so let's fucking use it and abuse it. Wow. That seems bigger. Is it because that's the one I selected over here, so it has to bring more body up of water to reach over there? I'm not too sure. But the other one didn't seem as big. I mean, Jesus. That's completely engulfed. I wonder if I did click it up there, if a massive wave would be created to get up there. I'm not too sure. But what I will do, is because I want to blow up this rocket base, is I am going to trigger a meteor strike. So while we're watching this mesmerizing thing, that meteor strike will be building up. So there's the tunnel. So imagine this, you come into here and then you see half the tunnel is just in water, it's underwater, so you have to try and turn around because it hasn't quite affected this part yet. Wow. I don't think it's going to reach all the way over there. You probably need a map where you're on the ocean front. I mean, to be honest, this is the ocean front. I don't know. I guess maybe if you're on a flatter map, the water can travel further. I mean, this is all uphill, but you know, think about it. Right, these houses have been hit twice now with a tsunami, and these 4 buildings still survived. Well, 5 buildings. They still survived. But look at this car now, like he's coming over and it's just devastation. I find it weird that some buildings are still up. And that harbour, these 2 harbours are still there, whereas these 2 collapsed. You know, nothing over here has been touched. But everything over here just got devastated because it was all lower down, so the water easily took it and destroyed. It is a thing to. Here comes the meteor strike. It's just a thing, you know, to witness, not witness, to think about. You know, you look at this, you play this game. This happens in real life. But look at that, I'm down to 21,000 people now. Like I said, let me remind you, I had 60,000 people living in this city, and now it's just 21. Oh, here comes the meteor. Right on the rocket base. Oh, it did nothing! Wow! It did nothing. That building literally just looked at the meteor and just went, fuck you. I ain't moving. Wow. Okay. Fair enough. It's on fire though. So it's going to collapse because it is on fire. Don't bloody blame it, to be honest. It just took the brunt of a meteor strike. There we go, there's the tsunami. Is that what remains the first one? Just a little bit of body of water over the train tracks.
The tsunami has struck the city. Take caution and avoid roads and waterfronts until the water recedes.
Yeah, so I'm still getting warning signs because of this over here. I don't think it's affected any of this water. No, it hasn't. Because I think it says in the game you have to be by a big body of water, which is this bit. I don't think. You could probably set one off there, I'm not too sure, but you've got all this. So, okay, I get it, yeah. I don't know why you keep saying that. It's over here. There's no buildings over here. It's just forest. the part of the city that's been hit has been hit. Trust me. So yeah, so that's pretty much what all I wanted to do. You know, just mess around with the natural disasters DLC, and I've done some major damage to this city. It's kind of a shame. I spent hours building it, and I spent an hour destroying it. But I hope you like what you see. Maybe you might think you might get this game. It's a fun game to play, to be honest. I usually play it to pass the time. Or if I'm in that real creative mood, I tend to go to these type of games. Because you can't really be creative in like Call of Duty or Halo or Grand Theft Auto or something like that. But these type of games where you just literally sandbox, free roam, is what I love to spend my time on. So I'm gonna leave the video there. This is gonna be probably the last video on City Skylines I do, because there's not much more to the game anymore to show or to do. It's pretty much the same thing. Please like, comment and subscribe. I always appreciate it. I have gone up by a few subscribers, and I will use this opportunity to say thank you if you are subscribed to my channel. I again really appreciate it, and I love all of you. But apart from that, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed watching it as I've enjoyed playing it. My name is Fluffy. This has been the Game Zone. Bye bye.